Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy and I like to crochet and I like to dress make. So for this month I'm going to be showing you the things that I've made in the month of May 2023. Now I did say at the end of my last April haul that I had an idea in mind of what to do and I have followed it through. So this month is all about using up my scrap piece of fabrics, because let's face it, looking at fabric online, buying fabric and actually using it is two different hobbies, isn't it? So I thought I didn't want to get into the situation where I just had lots and lots of fabric and I wasn't using it. So I thought, right, okay Wendy, you're going to go through your stash of your leftovers and you're going to make something with them. So that was the challenge that I set, and I'm actually really quite pleased with the things I've made. Now normally I will buy fabric in whole meters, so I buy a minimum of 3 meters if I'm making a top or a blouse or a shirt, and I buy a minimum of 4 meters if I'm making a dress. So I always have a good amount left over, normally a meter. And then sometimes where the fabric's really wide and you've cut just a little bit out, you've got like odd shapes. So I just wanted to use up my scraps. I thought, right, set yourself a challenge. So I did. So let me run through what it is I have made for the month of May using up my scraps. So the first top I made is this one, which is by New Look 6871, and I made this version here, but I didn't use the band at the bottom. I just elongated the length and did a high-low hem. So this is what so here is the original top that I made, and this is the top that I have made with the leftovers. So look at this. Isn't this cool? Now I'm just going to turn this in case I do any little split screen shots here. So anyway, so this top, everybody loves this fabric. When I made my previous top, everybody went mad for it. It's from Pound Fabrics. It's called Wildlife Viscose Challis Fabric, £2.50 a metre, and it comes in 2 colourways, blue and brown. But the blue does always sell out very quickly as soon as it comes in, so if you like it, just keep an eye on it. So the fabric is lovely, absolutely beautiful, great pattern, lovely patterns, beautiful colours, nice drape, etc. So that's what I made. So on to the pattern and my comments. Okay, so I made size 20 view D, which we've already established is this one. I had a bit of a problem with the edges, the armhole edges here. I think the pattern could have been developed better by sort of like having a bagging out situation. As it was, I had a facing and the front part of the bodice, but then like this like raw edge, and they suggested using bias binding. No, I didn't use bias binding. I just folded in the 2 bits together, like the front bit and the facing, and just sort of like top stitched it all the way around, which you can see slightly there. But I thought maybe if they'd thought about that a bit. So anyway, that's the first thing that I made out of my scraps. Right, so that's the first thing. So this is the second one. The second one is using Simplicity 1107. I made version B here. I made size 18 to 20, but I think I could have gone down a size. Right, I'll show you the top first of all. Oh, right, so here is a picture of the 2 things that I made before using this material, and this is what I made with the scraps. So this is the top. Now, blow me down, both of these fabrics are from Pound Fabrics, and they match wonderfully. Absolutely brilliant. Can't believe how well they match. So The main part of the top is in this lovely pale duck egg colour. It is pale linen look viscose fabric from Pound Fabrics, £3.75 a metre. And then the arms and the inserts, is it called a godet? Is the mini multicoloured floral georgette fabric, £3 a metre. So I was really glad that these two matched up, and the other good thing about this is, I don't know if you can see, but the front is actually made of 4 panels. So this is really good for scrap busting, because you don't have to have this great big long piece of material all in one here. So I made this out of 4 different sections, you know, like smaller sections. So that's a really good scrap buster, I think. So very pleased with that one. As I said, I think I could have gone down a size just because I feel that this is quite thin. I would have just liked it to have been over a bit like that, and maybe up a bit. So yeah, but love it. I love that. Just out of scraps. All these tops I've made out of scraps. So the next thing that I had a go at, so this is a photo here of the shirt that I made before using this fabric. This fabric is Lucy's Flower Garden Polycotton by Pound Fabrics, £2.25 a metre. This is the shirt that I made, so I had some left over, and I made this shirt. No, right, Joanne mentioned this to me. I've got to say chirp. Shirred. It's a shirred top. So after I made my shirred dress, I thought, oh, I want to give shirring another go. So I had this piece of fabric left over, and I made this shirred top. These sort of 1.5 inch wide straps, and then this sort of like long peplum here. And shirring is great if you just want to just sit on your machine and go vroom, vroom, vroom. Because sometimes I think sewing's a lot of cutting out and pressing and amending, and not a lot of sewing. So if you just want to do rows and rows and rows of gathers, that's great. Now the only thing I would say, and this is my fault really, is this is a polycotton, and it's quite, I don't know what the word is, it's the opposite of drapey, straight. So sometimes when I wear this, it sort of like kicks up a bit, especially over my belly, so it sort of like looks a bit like that. So I have tried to really press it down, and I think if you made it out of a slightly drapey material, it would hang better. It doesn't obviously do it on my blue gingham dress because it's long, and the weight of the dress brings it down. But anyway, this was a scrap, so it didn't cost me anything. Really easy to make. The only thing I would say about this fabric is from the shirt that I made, I do feel that it's faded a bit. So that's just a word of warning there. And for this top, I do have a tutorial on how I made it. There might be better shirring. There might be better shirring tutorials out there, but I have made a sew along tutorial with this one if you want to go and check it out, and I'll leave a little link up below. So that's that one. The next top that I made, which is from, here's a pattern, here's a picture of the dress that I made before and the fabric that I used. The next one I made is McCall's M6960. So I wanted to have sort of like a vest top, tank top, but these have all got a V-neck, and I knew what would happen if I made this. It would be too low, because I've noticed that happens a lot in the tops that I make. So I actually rounded the neckline off a bit. So anyway, this is it. So although I have used this pattern with a V-neck, I've actually made it into more of a scoop neck. And it also has facings as well on the inside. Next time maybe I won't bother with facings, especially if I don't have, now because if I don't have enough material, because it's just an extra piece, you know, that you might not have. And because I made this out of scraps, the front should be all one piece, but I had to make the front out of two pieces and join it down the front, likewise with the lining on the inside as well. But even so, doable, you know, if you're if you think you're capable of doing that, you know, so you can still make it out of scraps. And I made the high-low hem. And so this is just going to be one of those really good when it's just, you know, nice hot day outside and you just got jeans on and you just want to throw a vest top on over the top. And it's nice and swishy and it's got sort of like good drape. So yeah, so that's that one. Did I make any other notes? So I made size XL, which is a 20 to 22, but it was far too big. I shortened the back length by 3 inches, raised the neckline and gave it a curve. And next time I do it, I will size down and I won't bother with the facings. Now, finally, this I think is probably the best scrappy top that I've made. So it is the Anita camisole, and this is from Simply Sewing magazine. So this must have been a free pattern within a magazine, but I bought it on eBay. So this is what I wanted. It's just a little camisole top, brilliant for the summer. I made size 18. These are the two. I made 2 tops. So now notice the top I'm wearing, this blouse. The fabric for both of these came from eBay. So quick pictures here of the 2 tops I made before using this fabric, and these are the camisoles that I made out of the scraps. So this is the one that I'm wearing on at the moment here. This top is the one that probably uses the least fabric out of all of them. And then this one here is in the black. So I've got 2 here, made them in, you know, a couple of hours in the afternoon. So I've got 2 here. These again going to be, and because they're made of viscose, they drape lovely and they're nice and cool. So yeah, so the only thing I did adjust with the pattern is the front here was a bit sort of curved out. I don't know if you can see it on the pattern. It sort of looks a bit sort of curved here. So I cut it down so it fit under my armpit, rested against my body and fit under my armpit. Otherwise it was sort of like sticking out a bit like that. It was a bit odd. But it was just an adjustment I made and I was really pleased with it. I made the black one first, realised that, and then made the changes and have adjusted the pattern. I also, because I made size 18, I don't know if they think all your measurement is in your bust. I don't have a big bust, but so what I did with the back straps is I had to move the back straps inwards because they would have been too far out towards the armpits and put them all in. However, saying that, the straps do still fall off and it does annoy me a tad, but I'll know for next time. And if I'm just in the garden doing a bit of sunbathing or crocheting or whatever, pottering, it doesn't really matter, does it? So I think if I'm going to attempt to do this again, I will make this bit here wider and then have wider straps just to cover the bra strap. You know, not that it matters these days, does it, if you see your bra strap, but if you just wanted it to be a bit more covered, then I would do that. So that's those 2 tops, and I have got other bits of fabric which I'm dying to make this top because it is so easy, and it also has a little bit of facing on the inside and outside, which I think is really good. So those are all the things that I made in my scraptastic month of May. So I hope you like all my makes. I'm really pleased with them, because it was just fabric that I just had sitting there and I didn't want to just keep buying fabric for the sake of it and to use something else. So I have got it out my system and I've done it and I've challenged myself and I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, think about the patterns that you've got in your stash. Think about the fabrics that you've got, you know, and, you know, be a bit brave and sort of like, if it asks for a great big front panel, cut it down, you know, do a seam down the front and maybe you can get 2 pieces out. Just obviously be mindful of your pattern if it's not upside down, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed my makes. I hope it's inspired you to give it a go. And thanks a lot for watching. Take care. See ya. Bye.